Hi Sag, welcome back to our channel. All right guys, this will be a reading about your week ahead and what to expect this week. And I hope that you guys are starting off your Monday really nicely. Okay, so let's just get into the messages. There's a lot of messages I pulled. I didn't mean to, but obviously whatever came out is meant to come out for you. So the first card we have here is Finger. That says warning you of a problem either now or in the future. Okay, so there's warnings coming towards you. Warning comes before destruction, right? I know you've heard that before. So some type of warning that you need to get ahead of when you do get that symbolism, or when you get that download, you need to pay attention to whatever that is. It's warning you. It's obviously telling you, hey, something's still fixable, something you can still solve before it gets too far. This also could be with a connection. Something is warning you about some type of connection around you that you may need to deal with, or you need to separate yourself. Okay, so what I'm getting with this is separation, separation in order. When someone points at you and they're like, hey, they're trying to get your attention. It's also an energy of like pointing. So you go there, you go here. Separation, I'm getting that. When you're in school and you're like laughing with your friend, like you can't stop laughing because something's so funny. And I know you've had this experience, Sag, because you are one of the more humorous signs, or you do enjoy comedy. So when the teacher is trying to separate you and your bestie and saying, hey, y'all laughing too much, you're not paying attention to the lesson, the instruction here, some type of distraction, and you're being made aware of this distraction, and what you choose to do with it will be your outcome. So if you choose to continue to have your fun and kiki, then it's going to be a kiki, your outcome. All right, not good. Or if you say, you know what, yeah, this is distracting me. It's fun right now, but I can always have fun later. Let me do this first. I feel like you'll be 10 steps ahead of whatever this is that may be at your detriment. All right. And it's interesting because we have flag here. So even when I think about flags, red flags. So be very careful of that. Like, be careful of red flags that you may not be paying attention to. Something is trying to alert you or get your attention. This card says, do not be tempted to lower your standards. So this has something to do with your morals, your values, and your standards. Your behavior as well, because standards is all about behavior. Something that that is not for your highest good, something that kind of drags down your light, you need to be very aware of at this time. We have dog close up. Okay, this is a really cute dog too. It looks like a poodle, how they do their hair. Super cute. You'll be getting a new hairdo very soon. All right, maybe you're changing your hairstyle, your haircut. I feel like you're going to look really good. So that's what I'm getting from this card. But it also says pleasure with a close friend. You could be making a close friend, or there's a close friend of yours. When you guys get together, you guys could be a hoot. All right, but there's also something about being aware, even as you're having fun and, letting down your guard, to also be very vigilant and watch your surroundings, okay? Also, what you're attracting. So even if you have a really close friend, and again, confirmation with that, but even if you have a close friend, if you guys tend to get loose together and maybe you haven't seen each other in a long time, just make sure that you are paying attention to your surroundings, paying attention to how you're being perceived, and also your habits with this close friend. I feel like this is a good person. Doesn't feel like it's someone who's meaning to not do you well, but there could be an energy when you get with your closest sibling, when you get with your closest friend, that you guys tend to have a wild time and not be on your P's and Q's, okay? We have Shark here. All right. Shark says, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. Definitely pay attention to your finances as we're closing up the month of April and we're moving into the beginning of May. How you start off your month is usually how you'll probably end it off. Whatever you're feeding into the beginning of May will be how your May goes. If you're not taking care, if you're being irresponsible, you're going to have an irresponsible month. So make sure you start this month of May very strong, headstrong as well, okay? To like, even when people are making decisions that are not of your highest good, you know how to say no, or you know how to go the different direction. You know how to depart a situation or environment that is not for you, All right. So shark is here. It's like when the lifeguard is saying, everybody get out the water. This is the times that the sharks mate. They're mating in the water. They're making babies. You need to get out of there. And, that friend is like, let's stay in a little bit longer. I don't see any sharks. We're not in the deep end. It's almost like telling your friend, hey, I'm the leader here. I'm the boss, of my own life. I'm going to get out. You can do what you want to do, but I also encourage you to do so as well. All right. We have will. What does this one say? This one says indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. Okay. Cycles. There's this saying. It was a Libra friend of mine, an older woman, and I really love and respect her. She used to say, like, I want to get off this ride. It's not fun. Whenever there was like something weird going on. And so I feel like that's the energy. You want to get off of a ride. It's not fun for you, but are you taking action to get off of that ride? Okay, the will. A cycle will repeat itself as long as you allow it to. It's very simple. Okay, so if you're tired of a certain cycle, a narrative, or an outcome, it's time for you to choose differently and choose something of your higher standard. All right. We have heart here. It says love, deep affection, and caring. So you should be receiving a lot of love and also giving out a lot of love this week and even moving into the beginning of May. What's interesting as well, we have broken rings. So it says parting of the ways in either romance or business. Some of you guys are leaving a job very, very soon that no longer fulfills you emotionally. And some of you also are choosing to leave a romantic situation or just choose differently in a romantic situation. Like maybe you are dating someone and you've been dating them exclusively, but you're not really enjoying it, or you're left very emotionally bothered or unfulfilled. So you could be choosing to just stop dealing with this person, or you're choosing your behavior towards this situation. Maybe I still deal with them, but I won't allow all my eggs to be in one basket. I'm going to choose other options. I'm going to open myself to other opportunities and doors. Okay, so that has something to do with your career, business, or romance. All right, we have funnel here. It says period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Again, with the will, this is cycles, repeating itself. There's a lesson that you know very well. You've been there, done that so many times. Now it's time to show that I've learned and I'm a master of whatever this lesson is, that I don't repeat it. And so funnel is here. There's this warning. This is not your outcome, Sag. This is just warnings that if you don't get off of this ride, you don't get off of this cycle, or you don't learn this lesson, you're going to be very frustrated with your circumstance and also with yourself. And the last card we have here, which is a really nice one, is box. And it says you will receive a gift. There could be money coming towards you. There could be a better opportunity coming towards you, or even a connection coming towards you that's better than what you're currently dealing with. But it's up to you if you're open to receiving that. Okay. You either have your hand like this, saying stop, or you have your hand like this, which is of receiving. So you decide what this month of May is going to look like for you as you're ending it out this week. When does May start? Let me look really quickly. When does May start? May actually starts on Friday. So you have some time before Friday to decide what you want to do. You want to repeat the same cycle, or do you want to be better and get better? All right. Okay, let's pull some messages for Saggy. Give me some messages, please. What do my Sagittariuses need to know at this time? Sagittarius, masculines and feminines alike. Sagittarius and Sagittarius placements. What do they need to know for this week? I'm only going to pull 3 cards, okay, for just our first reading this week. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, all right. Bottom of the deck, we have the 2 of Wands in reverse. And we also have the 7 of Swords in reverse as well, okay? Or is this 7 of Swords upright? Let me see. It's not in reverse, it's upright, okay. All right, so you are trying to do something strategically, but you're missing the strategy behind it. 7 of Swords is like doing something undercover, doing something strategically, playing the game. But 2 of Wands in reverse is like, I don't have intention behind it. It's like someone who I don't know. It could be someone who's manipulative, like manipulating a situation or manipulating a conversation, but you don't have strategy. You don't have no game plan. So, manipulation, any word out there, any word that's negative or positive can have a good connotation, a bad connotation. So, even with the word manipulation, it has usually a bad connotation. But manipulation also can be positive if you're someone who is undervalued, or you're someone who has been alienated, or you're someone who's been taken for granted. Manipulation can get you into a positive outcome versus your circumstance. And I feel like, Sag, you are trying to manipulate something, but you don't have a strategy. You don't have a plan for it. So you're almost going out into the world, you're doing your little tactics, but what's the end game? Okay. And I feel like that's what the universe and God is asking you at this time. What's your end game with how you're acting? Every act has to have a cause and an outcome. What you're doing every day in your routine needs to make sense for where you're going. Or you're just running on empty, or you're just running like a chicken with their head cut off. So there's something that you're doing this week. You obviously have an intention, because you wouldn't be acting without knowing what you're trying to do. But there's an energy of you not solidifying your intention. Like, have you wrote it out? Have you planned accordingly? You're manipulating something, and you're going to get the outcome that you want temporarily, but how do you sustain that outcome? Okay. So there's almost like a charge back. Okay. There's like a charge back. It's like you're doing something to move forward, but you don't have a reason behind it. And then it gets taken from you. Like, you get the outcome that you want, then it gets taken from you. It's like a charge back. So when it comes to whatever you're doing financially, whatever you're doing career wise, relationship, just even in your lifestyle, you have to have intention behind it. You can't just be running on empty, or just doing things spontaneously and just saying whatever I'm doing is going to stick. It's not. It will have a fleeting energy unless you have some type of plan, or you don't want to be doing something misguided. Okay. So however you're acting this week, if you're doing something career wise, maybe you're going to be positioning yourself in front of a boss, and you're going to be speaking to them. Maybe you're speaking out at the meeting, and you may do very well, but what's your outcome with that? What do you want? What's your goal? It's something about defining your goals. So I'm speaking to a lot of Saggies that don't have goals for May. You may have goals for your life, but your life is kind of long lasting. It's like, when do we start those things? You need to have like a blueprint, a plan. And especially in May, you need to write out your goals. You really need to get intentional and say, what is it that Sag is trying to accomplish this month? Okay. You can no longer do your thing willy-nilly, or just with a lot of freedom. There has to be structure behind your method. There has to be a, method to your madness kind of energy. Unless if you don't have a method, you'll just go mad. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. It's like, what are you doing all of this for? What do you want? Okay. Do you know what you want? Do you need to dig deep? Do you need to have some very quiet hours or days to yourself to figure out what it is that Sag wants next? You do have this energy where you are getting a lot of things that you want from your past. So you've manifested things in the past. You followed some type of rule plan. You're getting it now, and you may just be living la vida loca. But what's next? What's next for you? Do you just feel like that's enough for you, and you're just going to live your whole year doing this one thing? Or is this meant to take you to a certain place that you level up and do higher? So to get to that higher level and to stay on course, and to be the pilot of your life, you need to have some type of map, blueprint, or plans, or goals. Okay. So, I don't know. There's a frustration I'm getting even saying this to you. I feel frustrated. I'm like, how do you not know this? But I feel like there's this inner frustration within yourself where you're like, I know I need to get on top of my goals, but I haven't done the proper planning. All right. So that's what I'm seeing here. You also have some type of love or friendship coming towards you. You have some type of person who's interested in you for sure. You may friend zone them. It's romantically. because you don't feel that emotional bond with this person right off the bat, but they are coming towards you for a reason. You may hang out with this person, have a lot of fun with them, but you may just not want to go deeper. You may have this energy of keeping things very casual, only because you don't feel that emotional bond. All right. So I do see that coming towards you. If you are manifesting love, the reason that you're not finding that dream partner is because you have no plans about who this dream partner is. You have no intention behind it. So if you're dating and you're single right now and you're meeting a lot of people who turn up your life and have a lot of fun, you guys may party a lot, or it's just really fun to be with them. But other than that, you don't see like you're falling in love with this person, or you don't even feel like you have that strong emotional bond, is because you're not being very intentional about what you want. And this is a time that you should be, especially with Uranus and Gemini for Sagittarius risings. It does rule your 7th house, which is partnerships. So when it comes to partnerships, whether it's business partnerships, family, friends, and also love, even like your marriage partner, it's time to get very intentional about what you want versus what you don't want. You cannot run your life willy-nilly anymore, Sag, okay? I feel like Saturn, even wherever Saturn is in your chart, is really like giving you a beating, like a lashing. Like you need to have a plan. You need to be structured, okay? And so if you want that noise to stop, if you want that harsh discipline to stop spiritually, you have to come up with a plan. Not hard, right? But for you, it may be hard for you to plan that out. You also may need to dig deep and figure out, what do I really want? Because some of you guys are confused, or you just don't know. Write it out, journal a little bit, talk to yourself, think about what inspires you and who you want to be. And what would that kind of person that I aspire to be, who would they date? What kind of career would be likely for them? What kind of day-to-day routine would be likely for this person? What hobbies and interests are they in? What adventures do they like? Where do they travel for vacation? You really need to get very intentional about who you're becoming, okay? Because it's like you're becoming, but you don't even know what to do with who you're becoming. All right, so that's what I'm getting. All right, moving on, guys. The cards that are coming out for you, you have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. You have the Hangman and the Knight of Pentacles, okay? Discipline, so much discipline. I feel like you're being disciplined right now. Like I feel like Saturn, you need to look if you can figure out your birth chart. Where does Saturn, what house and what sign is Saturn in your birth chart? And if you want more information about what you're supposed to be doing to be your most successful self, then drop that in the comment section down below. I will respond and I'll give you the blueprint, okay? But I feel like there is this misguided energy, okay? First of all, you're very stubborn right now. Very, very stubborn. And there has to be a change of mindset. I think even with just not doing things spontaneously, just planning ahead, even if you're not a planner, because like Aquarius and Sagittarius are 2 freedom loving signs, it's hard to plan. It's just not, it doesn't make you feel good. But if you do this, you'll feel better, okay? You also have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So there's something that you're holding on to that just doesn't make sense for where you're headed or what your life path is. So it's about dropping that. So if you guys do comment down below where your Saturn is in your birth chart, I'll tell you what you need to drop, like what's hindering you. And I'll also tell you like what you need, how you need to plan or be disciplined to have the most success and happiness in your life, okay? But there's obviously something here that you're trying to hold on to and juggle that's just like making you look like a fool, okay? And the reason I say that is because look at all these people watching you juggle by yourself. They're thinking, why the hell is Sag trying to juggle this? It doesn't make sense. What is this thing that Sag keeps trying to juggle? What does it do for them? I don't understand it, right? And you also have the Knight of Pentacles. So something is definitely slowing you down because of the added weight. And it's time for you to drop that burden, okay? Let's see what this is about. Give me some messages for my Saggies. Let me see. Hold on one second. All right, Two of Pentacles in reverse. What can you tell me about that for my Saggies? What can you tell me? Two of Pentacles in reverse. Five of Pentacles. Something is bleeding your money, okay? Something could be making you broker than you are. Like, you're very abundant. I feel like also moving into May, we did a lot of readings where it showed that May is going to be your highest earning month. And the reason it's going to be your highest earning month, or you're going to be saving a lot of your money, or your money is going to be really like secure, is because you're going to be planning. And you may also, in planning, when you plan out your finances, you see where your money is bleeding. And once you're able to see it on paper, or you're planning it out, you know to let it go. So there's something that you haven't been really looking at that's bleeding your finances. And it doesn't have to be like something that you're paying for every month, but for some of you it is. But it also could be connections, you know? It could be connections. It could be habits. It could be your mindset. So once you're able to see what this is and see what is it that I feel like I want to keep it up, that it's not helping me, or what is it about this connection that I feel like I want to be around, but it's not helping me. Once you see it on paper, you're able to really like see the truth and let it go. Okay. So there's something here that even other people are noticing. They're in your business. They're like, I don't know why Sag keeps trying to keep this up. It's just bleeding them. All right. So other people can see this about you. Maybe it's a good time to ask people what they think is bleeding you, even if you don't want to. It could be for your benefit. People that you look up to, people financially that you look up to, like family, maybe a friend, maybe someone that is a higher up at work. You can ask them, what do you think it is that I keep holding on to that's kind of keeping me back? There's people here who've been watching you. They feel like they don't understand why you're holding on to something, because they feel like there's either something better out there for you, or they feel like whatever you're holding on to is useless, okay? Like it's not a good resource. So there's people in your business for sure. People also gonna be watching you because they think higher of you than what you choose to keep around. Does that make sense? Like people may be like, oh, why is Sag hanging out with that person? Doesn't make sense. Oh, why is Sag, paying for this thing? Doesn't make sense. They could do something else, save their money. So people are not watching you in judgment. They're watching you almost like in awe that you're trying to hold on to something that they feel like you're so much better than, okay? Could be family as well. All right, tell me more about this. What else? Yeah, Ace of Wands. You will have a light lit up under your butt. I'm sorry, I love to say that with Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is like you get a fire lit up under your butt. So you no longer sit, you stand, you run, because you're getting the heat from something. So you're almost in a hot seat. So I am seeing that you're going to be in the hot seat maybe this week. Friends, family, people are telling you the truth. You should listen to it. It's not going to feel good, but it triggers you to make movement or to let go of something that's literally burdening you or holding you back, okay? So you're going to be under the hot seat about a connection. You're going to be in the hot seat about like what you're spending your finances on, maybe an environment that you're trying to keep up, okay? Maybe even a job. You're going to be in the hot seat. Someone's going to light the fire to your butt and say, hey, this doesn't make sense for the type of person that you are. You deserve better. Why are you settling, okay? I think that was one of your cards too. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, so the will, right? The will says indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. And then there was another card here. Hold on, which one is it? I felt like there was another one. Hold on. Maybe it's the finger. All right, this one says, warning you of a problem either now or in the near future, okay? So you will be in the hot seat. That's what I'm getting. Very uncomfortable for you, Sag, because of your freedom. It's not because you're entitled or arrogant or you're pompous. It's not because you think you're better than. It's your freedom. You feel like, you don't like to be controlled. So something's going to bother you or trigger you, but it's triggering you in the best way possible because it's teaching you to think outside of yourself. You know, you are your own leader, but sometimes the leader needs an advisor, okay? And this will help you to get unstuck with the Hangman and just see a different perspective that's going to allow you to expand and grow your life into new terms. All right, so there's some new terms being worked out for you, but first it gets you uncomfortable. It gets you so uncomfortable that you no longer want to do this anymore. You don't want to be this type of person anymore. You don't want to live your life like this anymore. It gets you off of the ride. It gets you off of the wheel, okay? Saying about the Hangman, the realizations that my Saggies could be getting. Sorry. All right, let's see. Queen of Cups, okay. So one thing that you need to know, whenever I see the Queen of Cups, I think about someone being very pleased with their outcome. So even though something is triggering you right now, if you stick to course, if you do the planning, if you do the audit of your life, if you are open and receptive to other people's voices and opinions, you will be pleased with your outcome, okay? So if you are ready to look at things in a different perspective and change your mindset, you will be pleased with your outcome. So that's something that you should know. Also, Six of Cups, getting back to your true self. Maybe you like your freedom, but you also like your comfortability, right? So something has been very uncomfortable for you. Maybe your situation, maybe your finances, maybe certain environments, connections have been uncomfortable because it's not for you. And so you're getting back to a very comfortable place. But you have to be open to new ways of doing things. Maybe a new way of being, a new routine, a new hobby, interest, new lifestyle, new types romantically. If you're single, being open to new types. If you're in a relationship, compromise, maybe seeing your partner's side of things for once instead of you being the leader, taking a back seat will make you very pleased with how your life is going to continue. And that's something that you will only know this if you allow yourself to try it, okay? You have to try a new way of being to see if it works for you. So that's what I see you doing here. King of Swords, very jaded when it comes to this. You may also put up a fight because being in the hot seat is never fun. Being in the hot seat is never fun. But your outcome moving into May, you'll be very pleased that you weren't stubborn, okay? So that's what I'm seeing here. You've been a Knight of Pentacles for a long time. You've been steady. You've been dependable and reliable, but it's not enough for your life, Like maybe that may be some of the things that you say as a rebuttal. People are trying to tell you, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, you're in the hot seat. And your rebuttal is like, well, I've been dependable, I've been reliable, I've been accountable. Like, what are you talking about? You can't tell me anything. But part of the Knight of Pentacles is also slow moving. Don't you want your life to pick up pace? Don't you want that adventure, that thrill, that excitement of momentum? And if you do want that and you're tired of your life being at a standstill or slow moving, this is what you kind of have to accept, okay? Think about the Knight of Pentacles here. You have to accept something. Even if this is not coming from people, God is going to trigger you this week. And if it's not, spirit guides or whatever you believe in that's a higher power than you will trigger you, even if it's not people that roam the earth like you. It could be like a higher power. It could be magically, spiritually, energetically. You will be triggered. It's to get you out of this stagnant, slow-moving energy. It's to up your momentum for the rest of the year. You keep holding, again, Two of Pentacles again. You keep trying to hold on to something. So much so that you became almost like a master at this. You became a master of holding on to burdens. And do you want that to be your legacy? I mean, yes, you look good while you're doing it, but why do we want Sagittarius's legacy to be when they pass on that they were good at holding burdens? I don't want to be known for that. Don't write that in the textbook, okay? We don't want that. You don't want to be known for holding burdens very majestically. What does that mean? It's not cute, right? You want to be known to be a master of your own life, and you made decisions to propel yourself into a better timeline. And so I feel like you're finally letting that go. Like something that you've been doing that you got very comfortable and rooted in with the Six of Cups is comfortability. You got comfortable hanging hanging yourself, not prioritizing yourself, your wants and your needs. It also takes a different mindset for you to get there. I feel like you're going to have a breakthrough, but it's a very uncomfortable breakthrough that's going to happen for you. Very, very uncomfortable. Strength card is here. Something showing you how strong you are. I feel like you're going to take all of this opposition or maybe all this judgment to the face, and you're not going to falter, even though if it bothers your spirit and triggers you. You're not reacting, okay, which shows that you're meant for more. You have a lot of people who admire you that just don't understand why you settle for what you settle for, okay? Something about your standards is changing, and what you accept and what you allow and how you run your life. The CEO of your life is changing. It's very triggersome and bothersome. But when you look back the end of this year and you see how far you came and what you dropped to get better, you'll be happy that you didn't settle for less, okay? So that's what I'm seeing here. There's acceptance here. Page of Cups. You will have acceptance. You will accept this with love. All right. That shows how strong you are and how you are meant for better. Like, even when people are triggering you about your circumstance, it doesn't bother you because you're already living in a higher timeline. You just haven't made the actions to get there. Okay. All right. Let's get some last words. Hopefully this didn't trigger you so much, but I do want to give back if this was a little bothersome. If you drop in the comments your Saturn, the house, and also the sign, the zodiac sign placement, I will let you know what you need to drop at this time and what you need to be disciplined about, what lesson you need to learn so that you can end this cycle, so you can get off of the bad ride, okay? So if you do want that insight from me for free, then make sure you guys comment down below with those placements, all right? Okay, and if I don't get back to you, it's probably because you had the same placement as someone else and I already answered in their comment. So just look through that, and I'll make sure to tell you guys that as well. All right, let's get some last words for my Saggies. What do they need to know for this week? This is like the last week that you will be who you are right now, and you're moving into your next energy, your next identity. It's uncomfortable. There's this thing where it's like, I forget whose interview I was watching. I think it was like Will Smith or something. And he was like producing a movie, and someone said to him like, how's the movie going? And he was like, oh, it's like 90% done and we're almost done. And the person said to him like, oh, you're about to have the hardest time. And he was like, no, we're 90% done. Like, the hard times are over. But the person was saying like literally that 10% left that you have is going to be your hardest time. Like, you think the worst is over, but you have yet to see the worst. And I feel like that's what's going on with my Saggies. Like, you're 90% done with your old life, and you're hitting that 10% left, which is so small, such a little time. And it could be your hardest time where you have to face a lot of truths and changing your mindset as you are adopting this new lifestyle and identity. And so it's kind of going to make you very uncomfortable and almost make you wish that you never even opened yourself up at all. Like, I wish I didn't even show these people that I was juggling this thing. I wish I never had these people around me. Like, you may, even like your closest of friends may trigger you and you're like, oh, I wish I never opened up to this bitch. Okay. But it's going to help you. It's going to help you to evolve and grow. All right, give me some messages for my Saggies. What do they need to know? All right, last card. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have businessman. So I may have some masculines watching right now. And for you to level up and get into that businessman type of energy, you have to accept hard truths as you are changing so much. And that's just what it is. And maybe there's some things about yourself that you're like, I'm not going to change because you feel like things are going good right now. but you have to change them. You have to shed your old self to become this very incredible businessman. And for my feminines, maybe there's a businessman coming towards you, and maybe this person will give you some hard truths as well, as you are also trying to elevate your career in whatever way, okay? So we have that. We also have good friends here. So whatever advice you are getting or any truths that are being triggered right now, people mean well, and they feel like you are settling or you're just better than this shit, okay? We also have wifey type here. So whoever my feminines are that I'm speaking to, wifey type. If you're a masculine dealing with a significant feminine right now, she definitely is giving wifey type. She could be triggering you as well. We have insecure here. Something could be triggering your insecurities, but it's to help you grow and also grow outside of your insecurities, maybe even pinpointing why you've been insecure. Okay. We have moving / relocation. This has been a big theme. Even in last week's reading, I feel like this was such a big theme. So if you are moving or relocating, then you're just becoming someone different to maintain where you're situated, your new stability. If you're thinking about doing this, you definitely can have this, but you have to plan ahead. It's not going to just drop in your lap. You can't do it willy-nilly if you want it to be long term. All right, we have gain / leveling up. All right, so we always love to see that. You are moving on. We have smoker here. Some of you guys could be smoking from stress. Maybe you're a smoker, whatever that may be. A smoker could be coming towards you as well. We have time for a break. I do feel like this break is not just for you to rest and rejuvenate. It's more so for you to take time to plan your next steps. It's all about planning. This is what this reading is all about. It's planning so that you don't just move forward aimlessly. Okay. We have not attracted at first. Whoever's coming towards you and telling you these hard truths, you may not be attracted to them at first. There could be a new lover coming towards you that you're not attracted to at first. But they do serve a bigger purpose or higher purpose down the line that you may not be seeing right now. Being in the hangman, being very stubborn, okay? All right, we have vacation. You could be going on vacation right now or very soon. Have a great time. Have a safe time. Okay, but also maybe you're planning your vacation for later this year. We have nervous around you. So as people are kind of like, telling you about yourself, you may feel like, who the hell are they, right? But these people feel that way. They feel like, who the hell am I to tell Sag to get their shit together? Because they're very nervous around you. The only thing that these people are doing, they feel very triggered because they see someone who has higher potential not living in their potential, okay? So even whoever's telling you these harsh truths, very nervous to put you in the hot seat, okay? And that's just what it is. Or it could be vice versa. If you're having to put someone in the hot seat and this reading was about someone else that you're going to have to tell some harsh truths to, you could be very nervous to tell them. All right, we have third party involved. This could be romantically. This could also be like you could have a third party involved in your decision making, and it's time for you to make your own decisions, not have someone in your ear, or someone else could be going through that as well. We have great chemistry. You will have great chemistry with someone this week. Someone that you may not be interested in at first, but down the line, you'll see how much of great chemistry that you guys actually do possess. And last but not least, we have overdoing it. I think that's really that energy of the Two of Pentacles, like overdoing it. Like, yes, you look great as you are juggling so much, but is it worth it? And maybe you're overdoing it without even a reason, no cause. Like, why are you doing these things? Why are you juggling so much? Why are you holding on to a burden? Does it serve you any purpose? Okay, so overdoing it. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys so much. Make sure to do that activity that I did say in this, because I do want to help you guys, and I will give you guys, the clarity that you need regarding that. Also, if you would like a personal reading from me, you want something more, personal and something that's just more tailored to you, my bookings are open. The link will be in the description box down below to my website. Like the video before you go. Comment down below. Let me know what your placements are. Also, subscribe to this channel if this is your first time here, or if you haven't subscribed yet and I keep popping up and you keep watching, you might as well subscribe. With that being said, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye.